Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Disturbing Puppet. Today we're going to play a little bit of Small World 2, just because I felt like it. Haven't had a chance to play the board games and stuff in a while, so this is about all I could get anymore. So I am taking a break from craziness. People who've listened before know that I had a leak coming into my place before, and it still hasn't been fixed. Well, the leak is done, but the damage, stains, water stains, all that kind of stuff hasn't been fixed or replaced, and now I'm finding patches of mold growing places which are attracting insects, which is awesome. I have a bookshelf that actually had some stuff growing on it, which is kind of gross. So I've been dealing with that kind of stuff lately, so I'm going to take a little break and just try to get my mind off it. So let's play some Small World 2. Let's see. So I've been playing this quite a bit. I've only played the actual board game a couple times with some friends, so I've actually played this way more, the digital version. I've usually win about half the games I play. I often come in second place, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Just playing solo against the AI. So I'm going to start with a 3-player game. I might try a 4 as well. Part of it, the world is kind of small, so the more players you have, the more crazy it gets. I don't have any of the expansions. We're just going to do the basic game. So, for people who don't know, we've got the map here. Basically, in this game, you play a bunch of different races, and you play the race for a certain amount of time. You have a certain number of units that you can use to conquer regions and spread around the map, and then you get victory points for the number of regions you have. A lot of the different factions get bonus victory points for certain things, like maybe having a hill or a farm, that kind of thing. Some of them just get a bonus for all of them. Some get 2 extra bonus as long as they're still your active race. So the number of units you get is based on the number here by the race, and then the number here on their random ability. So when you play the actual board game, you kind of shuffle the races up, and then you shuffle kind of the random ability up. So you always get interesting combinations of different races. So typically you want to take the first one, but if you want one of the later ones, you can. You just have to pay victory points if you want to take one of the later ones. So I can look at the different abilities. Probably I'm picking first, so the next couple of players will pick probably the next 2, most likely. So let's just look at the different options we have here. So we just take the default one, that's Dragon Master Elves. So once per turn, you may conquer a region using a single race token, regardless of the number of enemy tokens defending it. To do so, simply drag and drop the dragon from your hand onto the region you want to conquer. The conquered region is now immune to enemy conquests and to the racial special powers until your dragon moves. During each new turn, you may move your dragon to a different region you wish to conquer. Your dragon disappears when you go into decline. So elves, when enemy conquers one of your regions, you keep all of your elf tokens for redeployment at the end of your current player turn, rather than losing an elf. So yeah, and this combat is basically fairly simple. You kind of have to beat the number of the opponent, and if the opponent loses, they just lose one of their cards, or one of their race tokens. You also need to have at least one on each tile that you take over in order to keep control of it. So eventually you do kind of run out. So what happens then is you can go into decline, which is I'm going to pick a new race. So you kind of have different races that you play throughout the course of the game, sort of like they kind of show up to this area, move in, take over some areas, and then kind of go into decline, and then other ones show up. And you continue getting victory points for the ones that are in decline as long as they still have control of some tiles, but they only are going to have one on the tile, although there are some exceptions. So we have Dragon Master Elves, which isn't bad. Commando Skeletons. Skeletons are pretty good. So Commando, you may conquer any region with 1 less race token than normal. A minimum of 1 is still required. Not bad. Skeletons. During your troop deployment, you receive 1 new skeleton token for every 2 non-empty regions you conquered this turn. It's automatically added to your troops, and you redeploy at the end of your turn. So Skeletons, as long as you kill stuff, you keep getting more of them. So that's kind of cool. In combination with Commando, that's not bad. Pillaging Ratmen. Every non-empty region you conquer this turn is worth 1 bonus victory point. That's pretty good. You also get lots of troops. Ratmen, no race benefit, they just have tons of guys. So these are probably the most likely ones we're going to see right away. Then we've got Berserk Dwarves. You may use reinforcement dice before each of your conquests rather than just the last one. So yeah, if you don't have enough guys, you can also roll dice. This kind of counts towards additional guys just for that turn for the purpose of conquering that one territory. I might be explaining this too much. Most people probably who are watching this know about this game, but oh well. This is a fairly small number of troops though, just 7 total. Every mine region your dwarves occupy is worth a bonus victory coin. At the end of your turn, power is kept even when the dwarves are in decline. Okay, so even if they're in decline, you get some bonuses for places you might still have control of. That's not bad. Flying Tritons. You may conquer any region of the map except seas and lakes. These regions do not need to be adjacent or contiguous to the ones you already occupy, and your Tritons may conquer all coastal regions, those bordering sea or lake, at the cost of 1 less Triton token than normal. A minimum of 1 Triton token is still required. Okay, so they can't actually swim. They just get a bonus to attacking stuff next to water. And Wealthy Sorcerers. I hate the Sorcerers. Their ability is so evil. Wealthy, 7 bonus victory coins, once only at the start of your first turn. That's not bad. This is probably one I would want to aim for as maybe my second choice. As it is, the Dragon Master Elves are fine. The Commando Skeletons are also tempting, but I'll just take what I've got. That might be why I only win about half the time. So let's be Dragon Master Elves. So you can start from kind of any region, so it's kind of like you're invading from the ocean here or invading from the ocean here. I think I can grab just anything on the border and then just to start. Some have certain advantages, so like mountains take an additional unit to conquer. There are kind of indigenous local people here that we can conquer, so just making some areas tougher, and they're kind of placed randomly. There's some different tokens that have different meanings. They only really matter if you have a special ability, so this is like a mine, cavern, magical sites. This counts as farmland, this is a field, forests, kind of typical kinds of things. There's also some underground stuff with these that some of the races count these as connecting, but it just depends. So we're just Dragon Master Elves, so I can use my dragon to conquer something for free, so let's just start and just conquer that. That's fine. Then we'll kind of spread. I want to grab some mountains, because they're a bit more defensible, although it doesn't matter quite so much for me, because if I get defeated in combat, I still keep my guys. I don't get any victory point bonuses, so I just get 1 victory point for each. I can redistribute my guys if I want, but this is fine for now. I'm not sure where the other races are going to show up, and we'll see what they pick. So we have 2 other AIs that we're dealing with here. We'll just call it good. The way it counts this is kind of funny sometimes, so it sort of counts it in a strange way. So we only got 5 victory points. So he's going for Pillaging Ratmen. So he wants to kill a bunch of these guys, which will give him extra victory points, and he's also got tons of Ratmen. Oh, no. That was him using the die to try to conquer additional territory. Failed the roll. No negative, you don't lose anything. So he took less territories, but I think he's going to get more victory points because he conquered territories that had troops, and that was his special ability. And looks like we are seeing Commando Skeletons. Right next to me, actually. That's not great. Oh no! So he got some additional skeletons there. He might be trying to come after me. So, let's see. I've got my dragon, so I can use him to conquer anything I want, and he can't take it back. So I could potentially try to cut him off. I don't know if I have enough. Yeah, I definitely don't have enough to conquer all 3 of these with my other troops, but I could use my dragon to take over something and just kind of cause a problem. So let's take that with my dragon. And let's... Takes 4 to take out any of his if I want. I could just grab the mountain and then just reinforce somewhere. It's a little harder for people to take things away from the mountains, so let's just do that. And I could conquer another territory, but I think I want to use these for defense. So I just have a couple free. Let's reinforce the mountain there. Reinforce the mountain there. He can't attack where my dragon is, so we can just reinforce one other place if we want to pull someone off this mountain as well, but I think we'll just leave. I don't want to spread myself out too thin because I don't get additional troops. So we'll just call it good. Try to get as many victory points as I can while holding on to what I've got. But that could be why I don't always win. So here he took one of my territories. I think. Did he just reinforce? The way it counts these up is kind of weird. So the skeletons and the ratmen are heading towards each other. Yeah, I guess it was just him pulling units off. I just, for some reason, thought he grabbed a territory there. So 8. Getting a bit more victory points than me. I need to definitely make more victory points next time. So I can't easily conquer something. I could just grab the mountain without much trouble. I could grab mountain here if I want. So far, no one's actually attacked me, which is kind of weird. So I might as well start causing problems for them. Who has the most victory points? I don't know if there's actually a way to see. I could look at the race abilities and stuff, but I don't see a way to check their victory point totals. The Ratmen are probably higher up. So I'm only getting 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could definitely add another one, maybe 2, if I want to spread myself thin. Let's just keep going after the undead a little bit. Take some territories away from them. And let's reinforce the mountain, and reinforce the mountain. So up to 9, still not very much. I think kind of roughly about 10 per turn is what you want to aim for, it seems like, to have a good chance. Oh, no. And I've definitely been below that on average. So the Ratmen are just all over the place. So you can see this is just with 3 players, and there's a few empty tiles, but not many. If you have 4 players, it gets really crazy. So he's going into decline, so this turn he can't do anything. Next turn he gets to pick one of the units he wants. I kind of want the Wealthy Sorcerers. I might want to go into decline because then I'll be able to choose. I could grab territories still, but is it worth it? Because when he comes on, he's going to have a lot of additional units and be able to spread very quickly. So I could pick up a couple more tiles, probably. No, just one more. 1 victory point isn't all that great. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go into decline here, as I want to grab the Wealthy Sorcerers. I don't want him to grab them. Most likely he'll grab the Dwarves or the Tritons. I want to aim for the Sorcerers. Waiting too long to go into decline is kind of a major thing that can cost you a lot of victory points. At least from my little bit of experience. Oh, and there are only 10 turns in the game. It's kind of showing you how many turns there are. Ratmen are just all over the place. The entire east is just Ratmen. As far as the eye can see. I do like the Ratmen. They're kind of cool. Ah, he went for the Wealthy Sorcerers. That's what I wanted. Sorcerers have a special ability that I hate. That was their special ability. Oh, no. So, an adjacent enemy, if there's only one of them in a tile, they can use their magic ability to just transform that person into a mage. Let's see, so we could take Berserk Dwarves for free. Mines are an extra victory point. That's okay. I get extra dice, but I have so few units that it's not really worth it, I don't think. So at this point, yeah, I've got to pay 1 if I want to take the Tritons, because I'm skipping. Flying Tritons may conquer any region of the map except seas and lakes. Coastal regions cost 1 less to conquer. What else do we have? Swamp Wizards. Bonus victory point for each swamp. Magic region is worth extra victory points as well. So there's a couple different tiles that are worth more victory points. That's not bad. The Tritons I can spread around quite a bit. And there's 11 of them, so that's a lot. Let's go ahead and go with the Flying Tritons, which seems kind of odd. So let's pick some areas next to water. I don't think I can count this. Well, I fly, so it doesn't actually matter. I can go wherever I want. So that still takes 4. That's only 2. Yeah, so it's a little cheaper. I could go just directly after him, trying to kill off as many of them as possible, since he just popped up. But if I leave 1 anywhere, he can come after me. So I've got to have enough reinforcements to leave in my tiles. So I am killing off some of his guys by doing this, but it's not a lot. Putting myself in the mountains makes me a little bit better for defense. What else do I want? I could just grab some other mountains somewhere. Got to roll for this. Let's give it a shot.
Oh no!
Nope. Okay. Yeah, I don't actually lose anything for that. I just can't do any more attacks. So let's just dump some more guys. So I only grabbed 2 tiles there, which is kind of weak, but I'm trying to go for a long game. I could even potentially grab a 3rd race. We are up to 11, so that's not too bad. And there go the Ratmen. So when he picks another race and comes in, he may very well pick to come in over here and wipe out all my elves that are still giving me victory points. The mages are headed that direction. I think he can only use his ability on active races, so he can't use it on ones in decline. So because I have these elves here, he can't just take over territories. So that's good. Do I want to continue to harass the sorcerers? Maybe. I could take at least one of his territories away, or we could just go for grabbing some mountains in different places because they're a little bit more defensible. I just have to make sure I reinforce to have at least a couple guys there. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll grab some additional mountains, then we'll do redeployments. We'll throw our additional guys up here, so he can't just magic them into sorcerers. And leave a few down here to hold on in case he comes in. I don't think he's going to come in here where he's got the Ratmen left. He's probably going to come in and hit where I have my elves up here. So 13 isn't bad, but not fantastic. A little over halfway through, he's taken the Berserk Dwarves. So he gets to roll a die before he comes in, so he sometimes is going to know, well, you know ahead of time whether you're going to have a successful die roll, so you might as well go for which positions. But there's so few of them, he's only going to take a few territories away from me, probably. Might want to go after the Ratmen, because they're still giving him a lot of benefits. Yeah, you can see there, he's trying to take my mountains and failing, so grabbing those mountain territories is pretty good in the long run. Maybe we should go after the Ratmen and kind of limit how many victory points he's getting. I feel like he's going to get too many. We have taken some of the undead away, so there's not too many of them left. So still kind of holding on to some territories. Yeah, it doesn't cost me that much. So yeah, let's just hit some guys so that are adjacent to water, so it's just cheap for me to take over the territories. Redeployments, make sure I leave multiples up next to these wizards. I don't actually have a whole lot, so we've got 2s. I've got to throw somebody at the mountain here. So spreading out a little bit. But the mages, I'm kind of concerned about them coming after me and just magically turning my people against me. I just hate that ability more than anything else. We can always look at the races that are up next. So Swamp Wizards we kind of looked at before. Fortified Amazons. You can place a fortress in a region. Fortress is worth 1 of bonus victory point at turn's end, unless you're in decline. Fortress also gives you +1 defense. Amazons get additional units only for attacking, so they kind of count as more. They spread around pretty quick. Merchant Trolls have a Troll's Lair. In each region you occupy, gives you additional defense. Merchant, this is really, really good. So 1 extra bonus victory point for any region you occupy, but you're only getting 2 additional units. So it has really good victory point benefit, but you get fewer units. I really do like the merchant. It's really powerful sometimes. I think we're done for the turn. I don't think we're going to win this one. I still have quite a few elves left. Up to 13, that's not too bad. It's going to take somewhere, yeah, taking the mountains away from me, probably taking another mountain away from me, yep. He's making those rolls so it's a lot easier for him to attack. And that's what they do. Evil wizards, or sorcerers, I should say. I'm not sure that's supposed to be like mind control or something else. So we are on turn 8, so I could go ahead and go in decline and then have 2 turns left with another race, or we could continue spreading a little bit, go in decline next turn, and then on the last turn we can move in and hit some stuff. That might be better off because I can still take over a couple territories probably. Yeah, I've got the lake here that we can use. The other thing, if I have the Tritons go into decline, my elves totally disappear. You can't have 2 races in decline at the same time. So I do have, what, 3 elven territories left? That's 3 victory points. That's quite a bit. So I think I'll wait. We'll go ahead and take this turn and do some actions, and next turn I think we'll go into decline. So it's cheapest to hit stuff next to water. I'm going to prioritize actual enemy victory point territories. This is something that doesn't actually affect anything. Let's just grab that. And let's throw some additional units up next to these sorcerers, if I can anyway, at least on the mountains. So he can just take this over if he wants. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't have enough additional units to move. That'll have to be it. So 12 this turn. The dwarves and the sorcerers are fighting over the mountain. It's actually getting quite a few because of the mines and stuff over there. Yeah, he's taking over. He can do it once per each enemy. Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and decline here. We'll kind of see when it comes up to my turn. So elves are gone. Which one? Swamp Lizards isn't too bad because there are 2 different territories they can grab that will give them extra victory points. So Berserk Dwarves are also going. And the Wealthy Sorcerers also. Surprised. Sometimes you only get through 2 in a turn, or in a game. Sometimes 3. Sort of depends. Swamp Lizards isn't bad. So magic regions with this icon give me a bonus, and swamps give me a bonus. Let's look at the map. I have to come in from an edge somewhere. So there is magic and a couple swamps here, but I already get victory points for that. Magic there. There's a couple swamps here and a magic here. I don't really want to hit my own units if I can avoid it. So we could come in here on the magic, grab swamp, grab magic, and maybe head up towards another swamp. Something like that, maybe, is not a bad idea. Fortified Amazons are going to be able to grab a lot of territories on their turn. Merchant Trolls getting bonus, but there's only 7 units, so I'm not going to be able to take over a whole lot with only 7. And it's only the 1 turn. See, let's go ahead and go with the Swamp Wizards, I guess. So let's work our way in from here. Take the swamp. Take that because that's empty. Got 2 left. I could try for something else. I've got a roll. Let's give it a shot. Hey, we made it. And then... Actually, that's fine, I think, for setup. So we'll get 2 points here, 2 points here, and 2 points here. We'll try to head for the other swamp, and then maybe we'll grab this from the Tritons just to get an extra victory point out of it. I have no idea what it's counting at this point. 15! Okay, that's way more than I thought, actually. He's going for mounted orcs. I'll have to check out their ability. This game's almost over. Spreading like wildfire, killing off all my Tritons. So you may conquer hill or farmland regions with 1 less race token than normal, so it's easier to conquer. Every non-empty region orcs conquer this turn is worth 1 bonus victory point. So yeah, just conquering stuff with troops in it, or someone living in it, gives you extra victory points. It's very orky. Killing stuff gets you more victory points. $12 is pretty good. I think I'm going to come in second here, probably. So he went for the Fortified Amazons. They get a bunch of extra units for attacks, so it's a pretty good choice for the end, just to grab as much stuff as you can. Oh, no. Alright, that was my last turn. I was thinking I had another turn to maybe grab a swamp or something. So we'll tally up victory points and see where we're at. I'm probably second. I could have been first. Hey, actually, we got it. Sure. So that's actually my high point. So we can look back at the stats. For some reason, yeah, I was thinking I actually wasn't coming. They're both pretty close, 97 and 91. So I should show you your preferred victim, who you attack the most, how many victory points you got for each. So elves, we got 62 victory points just from the elves, as opposed to 65 for the ratmen. 38 for the skeletons, 38 with my Tritons, you only got 26, actually seems quite high, I didn't do a lot with them, 46 for the sorcerers, which definitely seemed about right, and a total of only 7, that can't be right. I got 15, didn't I, that last turn? I don't know why, yeah, 7, 6, and 7. Maybe that's how many territories, and then giving you additional bonuses and stuff there. It's counting funny, maybe. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. I'm actually surprised. Victory for the Dragon, Elf, Flying Triton, Swamp Wizard Coalition. So it's a really quick game. So I didn't have a lot of time today, so we're just going to do... we can do another one. We're just going to go in, then I have to go back to hunting for more stuff to clean up. Let's go ahead and add another person. Tinbot. Let's add Tinbot. I haven't actually played a 4-player one before, so let's give it a shot and see how it goes. It'll be a lot more hectic and crazy. We're actually changing the map, okay. So right off the bat, I do have sorcerers as an option. There's commando halflings, merchant elves, that's actually a pretty good combo. Mounted wizards, underworld tritons, diplomat amazons. So alchemist sorcerers, we've got 9, it's not too bad. Collect 2 bonus victory points at the end of your turn if you haven't gone into decline. Okay, so it's just 2 extra, that's not bad. And then once per turn, per opponent, your sorcerers can conquer a region by substituting one of your opponent's active tokens with one of your own. To do so, simply drag and drop the wand icon from your hand onto the token that will now replace the new sorcerer. Token your sorcerer replaces must be the only token in its region, and the region must be one your sorcerers are able to conquer. A single troll token with its troll lair is considered alone. Likewise, a race token in a fortress or on a mountain. Provide no protection to a lone race token. That's not bad. Commando halflings is kind of funny. So you kill stuff faster, because you come up out of the ground and surprise them, stabbing your way up from the knees. Halfling tokens enter the map through any region on the map, not just border ones. You can show up anywhere. A hole in the ground will be placed on each of the first 2 regions you conquer, making them immune to enemy conquest as well as racial and special powers. You have little holes. Your holes in the ground are removed, and you lose the protection they confer when your halflings go into decline or when you choose to abandon a region containing a hole in the ground. So you have first couple regions you conquer can never be taken away from you while you're still active. That's pretty cool. Merchant elves, so you've got the 8 elves don't really get defeated or die off when they're defeated, and you get 1 extra bonus victory point for every region you occupy. That's very, very good. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the Alchemist Sorcerers. I hate the Sorcerers so much that I'd rather play as them. So I do have a different map here, so let's see. Where do we want to come in? I don't get any particular bonuses or anything. Probably just heading for mountains, at least initially. I want to be next to opponents so I can take them over. I don't think I can take over the indigenous ones, but I'm not sure. So now it's kind of changing the layout here because there's more people. Let's grab that. Let's move into the mountains a bit. We can try for that, I suppose. Yeah, we don't lose anything anyway. And I can't use my wand on any of these guys, unfortunately. So I'm going to need to get through and adjacent to opponent players. It's kind of unfortunate to go first with these guys. I'd like to go last, actually. So he's going for the Merchant Elves. For some reason I didn't redeploy there.
Oh no!
So he's getting double, so 6 just for 3 territories. So he is going to take the Commando Halflings. He's in my general area. We might want to go for him, see if we can start turning some of them. I just can't do anything to the ones on these hole in the grounds. The only way to get halflings out of their hole in the grounds is flamethrowers, and we don't have flamethrowers in this game. So we've got mounted wizards. Actually quite close to me as well.
Oh no!
Okay, he's got to leave additional units here, or I can just take that away because it's adjacent. Back to my turn. So if I can get adjacent to this, I can use my power to just take it over. So if we take over the swamp, that'll give me an in that way. But I'm not sure I have enough units to get there. We'll have to roll dice. Let's take them. Oh, actually, I don't. Okay, do that. And let's just take him over. Too many units here, I can't just take over, but yeah, we just get a free unit there, essentially. And then let's reposition. Let's put an additional guy on the mountain. Just going to keep our reinforcements here. I just want to have access to the other races so I can turn them into more sorcerers. So getting 8's not bad. I get 2 extra every turn, so that's good. Merchant Elves are continuing to spread in my general direction. There's still kind of a band of enemies between us. Getting quite a bit. Oh, the halflings are gone! They've had enough. Let's see what the mounted wizards do. They're going for the dead halflings. He wants those magical territories. Well, I've got multiple places I can just take over with my special ability. I've got a few units left. Let's see. I can't use my wand on the units in decline. So I might want to just grab the mountain with my troops. And then let's just make you a sorcerer. I said, let's make you a sorcerer. And we'll reinforce the mountains a little bit. Just reinforce my front lines a little bit. So the alchemist sorcerers dealing with the mounted wizards. What's coming up next? We've got Underworld Tritons. We conquer any region with a cavern, which is this icon, with one less race token than normal. A minimum of 1 token is still required. All regions with a cavern are also considered adjacent. And Tritons conquer coastal regions for less costs. Diplomat Amazons, so you get the additional troops. Diplomats. At the end of your turn, before you click on Done, you may select one opponent whose active race you did not attack this turn and choose to make peace with her. To do so, drag and drop the dove icon from your hand onto that player's avatar. The player is now at peace with you and cannot attack your active race during her turn. So that's pretty cool. Heroic Giants. At the end of your turn, place each of your 2 heroes in 2 different regions you occupy. These 2 regions are now immune to enemy conquests and racial special powers until your heroes move. The heroes disappear when you go into decline. Giants may conquer any region adjacent to a mountain region they occupy at 1 less cost. It's downhill. So attacking from a mountain essentially just easier for the giants. So some interesting stuff. Ghouls are pretty cool too. Berserk Ghouls might be a really good option to go for. I'm still doing fairly well here. Every turn I do get an additional 2. We are up to 10, that's not bad. Elves are advancing. Rooting out the little hobbits. Burning them out of their holes. He's getting a lot of victory points, so he's going to want to hold on to those merchant elves probably as long as possible. 14 is hard to beat. So he went for the Underworld Tritons. He's actually taking some stuff all over the map because it's connected by the tunnels.
Oh no!
Don't like that very much. I can just take that back with my ability. Ah, that's not good. The mounted wizards are coming after me as well. We've got 3 units left. I think we'll take our actions this turn because I can grab a couple territories with my ability, and then I'll probably go into decline after that. So where do we want to grab? It's got an underground connection there. I can cost him some victory points by grabbing that, so let's do that. And then let's make those Tritons into sorcerers. And let's cost him some additional victory points by taking that away. And I'll reinforce the mountains a little bit. At least for now. He'll probably come after these positions that'll give him extra victory points, so maybe I'll just leave the 2 there. So we'll call that good. I think next turn we'll go into decline. Only getting 9. Even grabbing 2 free territories and only getting 9.
Oh no!
Elves are pushing themselves pretty far. So is that B4 P-Bot? Probably going to win, getting a lot of victory points. No one else is really going after him. So coming in as another race, I might want to just beeline for the elves. Triton's doing well. There go the wizards. Well, I do have options. I still could probably take over something. Maybe I could take over one of the Triton's territories and I could grab something else. But it's probably better for me to just go for one of the other races. Well, let's look at ghouls. Ghouls are pretty cool. So Berserk, you get the reinforcement die first. Ghouls, your ghoul tokens all stay on the map when going into decline instead of the usual one per region. In addition, unlike other races, once in decline, your ghouls can continue to conquer new regions in the following turns, playing exactly as if they were active tokens. These conquests must be done at the start of your turn before any conquest by your active race, and you may attack your own currently active race with your in decline ghouls if you wish. So it's essentially kind of like having two races active at the same time, basically. Once you go in decline with them, they still can do stuff, they still can move around and attack, you don't lose the guys. Pretty powerful. Yeah, let's go ahead and go in decline here, I think. Just looking at other things here. Bivouacking, what is that? Deploy 5 encampment tokens in any of your regions. Each encampment counts as one race token towards defense. You can place multiple in the same for higher defense bonuses. Okay. Farmlands get you extra victory points as human. Forest trolls get extra victory points for forests, and then have the troll lairs. Seafaring orcs. So with this, you can conquer the seas and the lakes, counting them as empty regions. So they can actually have more regions just because no one else can conquer them if you're not seafaring. Yeah, let's go ahead and just go in decline here. A measly 6. You might want to go after the elf player. He's still getting lots of victory points. See if the Tritons should go after him. Nope, they're going to decline too. Okay, everyone's going into decline, except for the merchant elves. I'd hold on to them as long as possible if I could too. So who is the wizard's going to pick? It's going for Diplomat Amazons, which is pretty good. They can conquer things quickly, and then if you don't fight somebody, yeah, you can't attack me. Up to 9. So we could just take the Heroic Giants. It is 11 units. Attacking from a mountain is helpful. The heroic benefit really doesn't give me a whole lot, though. I like Berserk Ghouls better. Let's go Berserk Ghouls. Let's pay a victory point for the Berserk Ghouls. And we can kind of immediately go into decline with them if I want. So I've got a 3, so it takes almost nothing to conquer. Where do I want to come in? Probably going against the elves. So I could move up this way. Or we could come in across here. Some territories here that elves still have as well. I'm kind of trying to avoid the other players that are active at the moment. I don't really want to waste the 3, so let's go here. We'll work our way over. I need to get 2 more elves, so could go there. Nah, let's just mess with them. Oh yeah, just take the mountain. Cool. Let's put some additional defenses in the mountain. Yeah, just do that, and we'll leave them there. That's fine. So as long as I'm still getting some victory points from the sorcerers, I don't want to put the ghouls into decline, but when I do, I can still use them like a regular race. So if somebody conquers a bunch of my territories here with the sorcerers, I'll just go ahead and go in decline with the ghouls, let them go away, pick another race. And we'll have 2 active kind of at the same time. Kind of. Elves are still staying active, still getting a decent amount of victory points. Yeah, it's so hard to beat the merchants. And the elves don't really lose anything when they're defeated in combat. Oh, here come the giants. Yeah, he's going to take a bunch of my old sorcerer positions away. I still have a couple over there. Diplomat Amazons might finish them off, though. There's one.
Oh no!
Well, holding one territory left. Do I want to start attacking? I could probably grab a couple more regions, but I can do that anyway. Let's just go ahead and decline. So my units will stay kind of where they're at. We can grab something else, and we'll still be able to use the ghouls next turn, just kind of skipping a turn of being active with them. We're going to have to go after the merchant elves. They've just kind of moved, since I took a few territories away from them there. Let's see what the Amazons do. They're spreading quite a bit. Giants taking over the south. The Amazons have just rampaged through here, taking over territories all around the lake. Really? Going in decline? That's weird. Okay, what do we want? Bivouacking humans isn't terrible. Farmlands give me extra victory points. That's kind of good. Let's look at the map. Got a couple farmlands. Though they're fields, not farmlands. So farmland, 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 farmland. There's not a lot. We've got two here, so we could come in... Actually, there's three. Yeah, that's not bad. We could come in maybe here and try to take over this little cluster of territories for the farmlands. Forest trolls, seafaring orcs. Yeah, it's a good amount also with 10. So they count as extra units for defense. Yeah, sure. Let's be encamping humans, but we're going to do the ghouls first. So I've got, what, 4? I lose my special ability, though. That's kind of the negative thing to going in decline. I don't get to roll dice first. Let's take that from the elves. Let's redeploy. Just keep some guys in the mountains for additional defense. Try to preserve my units that way. On to the humans. So essentially get twice as many units. Yeah, so let's come in here and then we'll kind of move. Actually, I might just attack there first and then move that way. So the plan will be to kind of come up and grab this as well, so get more farmland. We've got a ton of bivouacs. So it counts as 5, that is 4, that is 6, sure, that's fine. I should probably pay closer attention. Only 10.
Oh no!
Elves are still active, still trying to spread around. Defeating them in combat doesn't make them lose any units, so they can kind of hang out almost forever. Just have to keep focusing on killing them off. Giants are spreading pretty far, actually. The Giants own the south. And he's going to take the Seafaring Orcs. Alright, good. I was hoping he would avoid this area up here. Coming down here, going against the Giants. So he can colonize like the lake here if he wants. Count that as an additional territory. It's got quite a bit. 11. The Amazons took over quite a bit of stuff. Alright, we've got 3 ghouls. What can we do with 3 ghouls? That's not a great roll. That's a little bit more likely. That's guaranteed. Let's take victory points away from the enemies. Just reinforce the mountains a bit. Yeah, I guess we can leave it like that. On to the humans. Grab the farmland. We can make a crazy die roll against the elves if we want to try. I think we're better off not. Let's try it.
Oh no!
Didn't think it'd work. Alright, let's do some reinforcements. Just reinforce everything on the border here. So we should get 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 just from the humans. Unless my math is wrong. The Human and Ghoul Alliance. Yeah, that's pretty good. 14.
Oh no!
We've just got one more turn after this. The elves are still holding on. I've seen merchant elves once before. It's a really evil combination. Even this far in, still getting 8 victory points without a problem.
Oh no!
Giants not doing much this turn. Let's see what the orcs do. We could try to head to the lake, I would expect.
Oh no!
Oh, coming after me! Don't think so. Seafaring orcs, stick to the sea. What are you thinking? Oh, I thought they had one more turn. I should have paid closer attention. Came in third. That was not nearly as good. Yeah, winner had the elves, got 96. So I had 81, so pretty close. We got 48 with the sorcerers, 20 with the ghouls, and 13 with the humans. It's not bad overall. The halflings didn't do a lot. Tritons did fairly well, and giants did pretty good, so just kind of adding up a little bit more. I probably should have gone, or maybe stuck as the ghouls one more turn, maybe. Maybe gone into decline with the sorcerers one turn earlier, maybe. I think I did as good as I could have with the choices I had at the time. Maybe I could have made a better choice than the ghouls. I just kind of wanted to show them off a little bit. And we had the sorcerers, did okay, Amazons did okay, and orcs just didn't do much of anything. So yeah, that's about it. 2 quick games of Small World 2, which is kind of a fun little game I like to play. I think that will be all for today. Unfortunately, I have a few things I'm kind of planning on getting to in the near future, but some things I might just record videos and put them up on YouTube, and some stuff I'll stream. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to work that out, but whatever. I'm just kind of experimenting and trying some things to see how it does work, what kind of reception it gets. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you all next time. Most likely we'll do something a little different. We might do a one-off of something else. We'll see how it goes. I've got to go back to doing some moving stuff around, looking for weird mold spots. This sucks. Humidity sucks. How about that? All right. Have a good day, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you again.